What if I told you that the federal government has a database and it shows you exactly who is being held in immigration detention, and you can look it up? My name is Gustavo Solis, and today we're giving you a special version of the Border Brief. I'm going to show you how to look into this data, which comes directly from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is published every 2 weeks, so it gives us an up-to-date look into who is being detained and where. The first thing you're going to do is go to this website, scroll all the way to the bottom, and download this data set. That will take you to this spreadsheet, which looks a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, I'm here to walk you through it. The first place you want to start is this Detention FY25 tab. It shows you exactly how many people are being detained and by which government agency they were arrested, either Customs and Border Protection or Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This table helps us get beyond the rhetoric and take a look at a historic transition in immigration enforcement under the Trump administration. It shows a massive shift from people being arrested along the border by Customs and Border Protection to people being arrested in the interior of the country by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Compare the last few months of the Biden presidency to the first few months of the Trump administration. You'll notice that under Biden, most of the arrests came from CBP, almost twice as many as ICE. But it's the exact opposite under Trump. You can see that starting in January, ICE began arresting more people than CBP. And that trend has grown each month since then. This data shows us the trend of less people at the border and a lot more enforcement inside the US. Now, we know ICE is arresting a lot more people, but who are they? To find that out, we can look at this table here. This table from January shows 62% of people arrested by ICE were convicted criminals. Just 6%, or less than 1,000 people, had no criminal record. Compare that to the latest table from June. Now, just 36% were convicted criminals, and ICE is arresting more than 11,000 people with no criminal records. That's almost 1/3 of all ICE arrests. Now, we're seeing a sharp decline in the number of convicted criminals and a massive increase in the number of people without criminal records. This shows us what happens when the Trump administration puts a lot more pressure on ICE to increase the number of arrests. There are only so many murderers and rapists out there, which is why ICE has gone from arresting less than 1,000 people without criminal records to more than 11,000 in a short amount of time. Let's dig a little deeper. Convicted criminal can mean a lot of things: petty theft, drug possession, assault, murder, driving without a license. Fortunately, the data gives us a breakdown by what they call ICE threat level. You can find it down here on the Facilities tab. This shows us the population breakdown of every immigration detention center in the country. According to their footnotes, ICE threat level is graded on a scale of 1 to 3, with 1 being the most severe. People without criminal records are simply classified as no ICE threat level. If you add up all the numbers of detainees classified as ICE threat level 1, you will see they total 3,207. In other words, just 7% of everyone detained by ICE is considered the worst of the worst. On the other hand, 83% of people detained by ICE are classified as no ICE threat level. These numbers, which come directly from ICE, tell us a very different story than what Trump administration officials tell us on national TV.
We've been doing this correctly. We've been building cases. We've been going after the worst of the worst and doing it the right way.
That's why President Trump from day one said, we're going to concentrate on national security threats and public safety threats, and that's what we're doing.
And we can't take the risk of letting these Biden illegals roam around freely so that the next American daughter can get raped, the next American kid can get murdered, the next American family can get splintered and torn apart.
I want to leave you with a little homework assignment. Find out what is going on in your community. For example, here's data from the Otay Mesa Detention Center right here in San Diego. I can see exactly how many men and women classified as criminal and non-criminal are being detained here. As you can see, it's people who are classified as non-criminals. You can use this data to find out what's going on in your community. Thanks for watching. I'm Gustavo Solis, and this is the Border Brief.